Here at PricePlow, obviously we love Nutrition21. That's no surprise. But we realized we never did a talk about their ingredients and the evolution and why there are some that are similar. So today I wanted to step back and give you guys an idea of the evolution of the sports nutrition products from Nutrition21 and why you might see some similarities and why they're all not that similar. So when you look at Nutrition21, they have a few different sectors of ingredients. They have their performance enhancers, which really kind of are focused around blood flow. And they also have their metabolic ingredients that deal with blood sugar or absorption of protein or really nutrient partitioners. And so those are the ones that I'm going to really talk about today. Specifically, NooLVL Nitrosigine, Velositol, and Chromax. Similar ingredients between themselves, but that are marketed and discussed and researched in vastly different fashions. So don't worry, if you've watched any of my Nutrition21 videos, we're not going to have too much of an overlap here, but we're going to be bringing things together using knowledge that you probably should already have if you've watched our channel, but we are going to have some refreshers on them and talking about why these ingredients are together from the same company, even though they may look like they're from similar sources, and for good reason. So first, let's talk about the arginine silicates. Nutrition21 has Nitrosigine, the classic pump ingredient that so many people love. It stood the test of time against citrulline, against arginine, and even without their sponsorship, studies come out showing that Nitrosigine actually performs very, very well against citrulline. Some would even say better. Now, last year they came out with NooLVL, a gaming ingredient that uses the same arginine silicate with 100 more milligrams of inositol. We've had people reach out to us kind of talking about the similarities between them and why that might look a little fishy to them. And I completely understand the skepticism because I think in this industry, we have to be skeptical of new ingredients. We have to ask for more. And Nutrition21 has done a great job of actually providing that kind of data. So what is this arginine silicate? Well, originally we had a lot of arginine in the industry. People loved that L-arginine. We had arginine alpha glutarate. We had a bunch of different versions of it, but arginine didn't really stand the test of time because of the first pass effect. Basically, bacteria in the gut breaks down arginine before it can actually be used for the intended purpose of creating a pump. So Nutrition21 saw that and they improved on it, like we see a lot of different companies do with different ingredients that are not bioavailable, like arginine. Adding potassium silicate to it and mixing in some inositol stabilized arginine and made it much more useful. So when compared against arginine hydrochloride, we found even 6 hours post-consumption boosted nitric oxide levels, whereas arginine only boosted it for maybe an hour. Another really great benefit is that it actually acts as an arginase inhibitor, arginase being the enzyme that breaks down nitric oxide in the body. Arginase is actually an enzyme that breaks down arginine in the body, so this makes it last even longer. Now, nitrosigine can be used on its own or with other pump benefits, and that's kind of one of the cool things about it is that it plays well with others, like some other pump ingredients in the industry don't. But what they started finding were some actual really great cognitive benefits from nitrosigine. It can increase mental energy, focus, cognition, and cognitive flexibility. It makes nitrosigine a stellar pre-workout ingredient because it brings some focus, some pump, some performance, and even up to 6 hours post-workout, you're getting more blood flow, which can lead to better recovery as well. But with seeing all these cognitive benefits, it kind of begged the question, can this product be used for other benefits like nootropics or gaming? With the growth of gaming, esports, Call of Duty, all of this stuff, they launched NooLVL, which admittedly is arginine silicate with a little bit more inositol. The inositol is not bonded, it's blended in with it, it's added in more. And it's marketed completely different as a gaming or focus supplement. Now, it doesn't change the fact that it's basically built off of the same mechanism, driving blood flow. But in this case, they're only researching it for focus benefits, the cerebral blood flow, not the blood flow to the muscles. So when you take NooLVL, will you see a pump? Well, possibly. If you're sitting in a computer chair and not moving around a lot, you're probably not going to see all that much blood flow to the muscle because it's not where you're demanding it. But it is doing the same thing, so if you were to take it pre-workout, you may see the same benefits, although it's really only researched for cognitive benefits. We saw it studied in Fortnite, Call of Duty, Madden, decision-making tests. Now, the added inositol is a natural sugar that helps out with a lot of different things, like formation of neurotransmitters. But overall, the ingredient increases processing speed, decision-making skills, and focusing cognitive flexibility. Now, some of those claims are similar to nitrosigine. However, in this case, they only study it for gamers. Now, why would they do that? Why would you take the similar ingredient with the same pathway and study it two different ways? Well, if you're Joe the meathead and you're researching an ingredient to go to the gym, you don't really want to see benefits of gaming and focus and studying. You want to see blood flow, increased power output, things that are relevant to what you're trying to do. And probably even stronger of a case, the vice versa. If you're studying an ingredient for nootropic benefits for playing video games, you really don't want to see how much larger your biceps going to be post-workout. You want to see the decision-making skills in a Call of Duty game or in a studying session. So they split these ingredients up and research and market them in separate directions so that they can be better understood and accepted by the communities that they're put forth to. Now, NooLVL does have increased inositol, and that does come with its own benefits in formation of neurotransmitters and the cognitive flexibility and all of that. But we do understand when you guys say they are basically the same ingredient. They come from the same pathway, the same base, and we understand that. We appreciate it. But what Nutrition21 is doing here is trying to separate these ingredients so they can be better accepted in their communities. And we may have even heard there's a third version of this arginine silicate coming out for a completely different market as well. So obviously we saw NooLVL very popularly in Ghost Gamer, or you might find it in Unload from Unbound. It's not all that far off from Nitrosigine, which you can find in a lot of popular pre's. I just happen to have the Rob Lipset version of Legend V1 behind me, which had a gram of it. But you'll see it up to 1,500 milligrams as opposed to the 1,600 milligrams for NooLVL, because remember that extra 100 milligrams in inositol. Now for the metabolic enhancers, we've got Chromax and Velositol, popularly found. Chromax is in a lot of GDAs or fat burners because it does help out in that case. Post from Core has Velositol. Velositol helps a lot out with absorption of whey protein. So you see it popularly in proteins for post-workout benefits because it's supercharging that protein. Now Chromax, you've got over a couple decades worth of time in the industry. It is a very, very well accepted and loved chromium picolinate. With chromium deficiency seen in the world, a lot of bad things can happen metabolically if you are deficient in chromium. Now, this product's really great for helping with acute problems in blood sugar, helping with chronic high blood sugar. Because of that, it can be helpful for actual diabetic patients. We've seen studies of it in that as well. Or for athletic or physique-minded people who are trying to deal with blood sugar raising from eating large amounts of carbs. If you're an athlete, you probably use carbohydrates as a fuel source, and this can help you shuttle it into your muscles a little bit more efficiently. So you have both sides of it here. It helps with obese folk, with weight reduction, appetite suppression, and you really see like short-term benefits for healthy folk. But you really only see the long-term benefits in those obese folk. Unless they're overtrained, healthy folk really see the short-term benefits in using it on a GDA at that specific time. It can drop your blood sugar a decent amount. So whether you're looking for physique changes in the short term or you want to deal with chromium deficiency, Chromax is an awesome, trusted version of chromium with no issues in heavy metals, which can be an issue for some of the chromium picolinates, and a super helpful addition to any blood sugar stack. Now, with all their experience with chromium, they turned it into a similar product, not as close to the original like you saw between Nitrosigine and NooLVL, but by creating a modified release chromium complex with amylopectin, they were able to create Velositol, which is an awesome addition to protein supplements. Velositol has been studied at a myriad of different dosages of whey protein, but most impressively, with only 6 grams of whey protein combined with Velositol, they were able to create the same muscle protein synthesis response from a full 25 grams, meaning that you can use less protein and get more out of it. Now, they used a bunch of different research models. They compare different levels of whey protein because while the industry does love to underdose things, there are a lot of companies that know that you should really, it's kind of inconvenient to be using less than 25 grams of protein in a scoop. It doesn't make a great experience. They also tried out pea proteins and BCAAs, and all of those Velositol groups with those ingredients saw an increase in musclin, a muscle messenger myokine that is seen post-consumption of protein. This is a large marker for muscle synthesis, recovery, and all of those things that we want to see post-workout when you're eating the right things. Now, what's the beauty of all these ingredients put together? Well, Nutrition21 is a pretty trusted source for these ingredients. And so there's a reason that we like them so much. And one of the things that you get with them is certainty. Certainty is something we talked about last year. It's a marker which is able to be identified and quantified within these products to make sure that the products you are buying actually contain the ingredients from Nutrition21, meaning that there's no adulteration, there's no fakes out there, there's nothing else. And they're really one of the first companies to do this, and it's kind of cool in an industry where we see so many fake products, so many underdosed products, so many adulterated products, so many products with shady stuff in there. We love to see it. Nutrition21 is one of the companies that actually cares about what products their ingredients go into. They don't put Nitrosigine alongside DMAA or other banned ingredients. They don't deal with gray area stuff. their ingredients are worth a lot to them. It's one of the reasons that I wanted to partner with them, is because that's what I stand for as well. I don't like all these companies that are out here putting gray area or banned ingredients, unsafe stuff that is not tested or proven to be safe, alongside, well, ingredients that have been studied and invested in for the safety and efficacy for the consumers of the product and the community. So hopefully, if you're a person who had a question about the products before from Nutrition21, why they were similar, this might bring a little bit of answer to you. This might help you out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm a big fan of Nutrition21. I get to, get lunch with the president, Joe Weiss, every couple months. They've been nice enough to sponsor trips for me to go to Supply Side West, ISSN, different places to learn about ingredients. And all that they ask in response is we tell the truth about their products when we talk about their products. So I do have to say, the products in this video, I did get these for free from these different companies that we work with. And there are plenty of other companies that are great out there that use Nutrition21 products. Nitrosigine, Velositol, Chromax, all their stuff is great quality, and we're huge fans of it. These just happen to be the closest ones to the camera, and I figure I'd throw them up to give you guys some examples. So as always, guys, I really appreciate you making this far in the video, and have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.